Good evening and welcome to Foxborough Conservation Commission meeting of August 25th, 2025 at the Gala Meeting Room. This meeting will be broadcast live and recorded by Foxborough Cable Access. We have 7 o'clock. We open the meeting. Nobody, any public comments? No. When we drop down to 119 Morse Street, request for a minor modification.
Mr. Chairman, ladies and gentlemen, good evening. For the record, my name is Bill Buckley from Baconi Group. And what we filed with the commission is a request for a minor modification to the project. And what I've, let's see, let me.
I can start my share, I didn't.
That's okay, let me bring up mine. And what this is, there's two things, there's two requests, or there's two portions to the request. So I'm gonna put this up. And this is actually my memo explains it, but this is the second page, which shows the, let's see, zoom up for you. So part of the order of conditions that we had to comply with, this fell under a National Heritage Endangered Species Program for turtles. And so we had to file with National Heritage in order to receive, I forget the name of the permit.
Conservation management?
Conservation management permit.
Or checklist, meets a checklist?
So we did that, and actually you did that after the filing, or we received the order of conditions. Part of the order of conditions is we have to comply with the National Heritage permit. One of the things they asked us to do, or they required us to do, is we have to do a turtle barrier around the site. And I don't know if everybody remembers, but on River Ridge on East Belcher Road, that subdivision there, same deal, same turtles. This is actually all part of the same watershed. So it's just the same type of thing. So what they've required, this is what I've put up here. This is out of the turtle protection plan that was filed and approved, and we gave a copy to the commission and the town. This yellow is a turtle barrier. The red, which is here, this area here, this is these red lines, and you can see some of them here. These were our original hay bale lines, or not hay bales anymore, we have silt sock lines. So you can see that the turtle protection line in some of these areas has pushed it out substantially. I guess they wanted to catch the turtles before they got closer to the site. So, and in addition, in this area here, which is uphill, I know some of us walked it the other day. We didn't put any sediment control barriers up there because sediment doesn't go uphill, but the turtle protection plan required us to put those in there. So those are the changes that we had to make here, and I just wanted to be consistent, show it to the commission, so that if anybody went out there and had our plan and said, hey, what's going on? This is what we showed you. This is what you showed us before. This is what's actually out there now. It's all done. I'm not sure they've done the water main piece of it, but I know the main campus has been completed. So that's the first change that we've requested. The second one is if you go to the second sheet, it's the third page, the second sheet that we've given you. Let me make this smaller for myself. This is the bridge plan, and it is, what we've done is, so we did the original plans. This was the original structural engineer who did the work. And he's gone back out, went back in, now we got into the detailed engineering drawings and found that he had to widen. So the bridge is the same. The opening is the same, that hasn't changed, but the blocks on the outside of it have changed. So we've gone 1.5 feet on either side of this area, including the walls that go beyond it. It doesn't really change anything except its alteration within the riverfront area. So in my memo, I talk about the fact that we did a significant amount of of mitigation area. So we did restoration, which had involved tearing up some gravel and paved area and planting it. But then we had to do mitigation for the work that was happening because of the alteration that was taking place. And so we did, and I usually do this, thank goodness. We did more alteration, or we did more mitigation than necessary. Lauren did the plans, just for reasons like this, because sometimes things change. Sometimes when the contractor goes out there and does it, and we go in later and measure it, you didn't do enough. So we always try and go a little bit more. So in this particular case, we did go more. And as I laid out on my memo, let's see, first page. Let me just go to it here, actually. So the approved design included 14,384 square feet of degraded riverfront, which was mitigated by 31,000 square feet of restoration. So this modification will increase the amount of riverfront degraded, which means pavement, blocks, something impervious, to 15,293, which is still offset by the 31,120, which what we plan is more than a 2-to-1 margin, which is what's required. When you're doing mitigation, it's 2-to-1, and when you're doing restoration, it's just 1-to-1. So those are the changes that we've made. And I know that several members had a chance to walk it.
Yep.
And
Yeah, I was surprised that the original plans, you didn't have to modify the bridge, because I think that was one of my first questions, was, is the bridge going to be okay? And your structural guy said yes, but now.
yeah, we've had, so that guy looked at it and said, yes, it still works. And we could have fought that battle, and probably won, because it's a 40B. But what really forced us to make that bridge wider is the fire department. So it's a fire code issue. They wanted a minimum of a 20-foot wide bridge there, especially with all residences, as opposed to, a commercial use. So that's I'm sticking up for the structural guy, the first one. And then then there was another one that did this work here. But yeah, the bridge has always been the issue, and I think we talked about it a little bit. They're gonna reinforce it while they're moving heavy equipment, and then they're gonna, they've ordered the bridge, when it comes in, they'll rip that stuff all out. And like they talked about, or like Bill Barros, who's the contractor, talked about there, they're gonna rip all that stuff out, and they'll start laying the new footings and foundations and place the new bridge. So that's one of the first things he thinks. I think it was October. You gave you a schedule, which is going to be constantly changing, but definitely expect that to be done this fall.
Okay, thank you. Any questions, comments?
Just, what about, when they work on the bridge, are they going to divert half of the river to get it dry and pull out the blocks and establish new footings?
I think, so when we talked to him the other day, that was his plan. He's going to, because he only needs to do those edges, and you saw how low the water is. That's why he wants to get it done now. So he'll be putting in sandbags along the edge there, and then ripping out the existing, not footing, but abutment. And then he'll be moving it back, putting the new abutment in. And then on the other side, same thing, he'll move the sandbags. I don't think he'll be halfway, but some way in there, rip the abutment out, put the new abutment in, and then lay the bridge on top of it.
And they'll be dewatering into the woods?
We told him he had to de-water at least 100 feet
Yep.
away. So we told him there's plenty of space there, that we have that big lawn area that we can put that in. So, and he wasn't sure, I'm pretty sure he's gonna have to de-water, even though the water level's really low there now. It's still, he's gonna be going down at least 4 feet.
Pray
And
no
then-
hurricanes.
I know it, I know it.
And then the utilities are going underneath that hole, or are they going through the bridge now?
Going through the bridge now. So initially, when our initial designs, we were talking to you in the preliminary stages, we were gonna put the water underneath it and the septic underneath it, and then bring the electric through the bridge, which is nothing. But he decided, this engineer decided we could bring it through the bridge, and I think Chris Gallagher is happier, although I don't know why he would care. It's the owner's problems, you know? It's not like it's a town one, but, and it's coming in from two directions, so if you lose it on one end, you still have it on the other. So yeah, we're going through the bridge.
Okay. Any other questions, comments? Craig, you happy with it?
I am.
Okay. So, somebody want to make a motion to accept this as a minor modification to the original?
I will make a motion to accept the minor modifications for 119 Morse Street, DEP 157641.
Second?
Discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? None? Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, it's 7:05. We have
Pursuant to Mass General Law, Chapter 131, Section 40, the Wetlands Protection Act, and Foxborough's Wetland Protection Bylaw, Chapter 267, the Conservation Commission will open a public hearing on Monday, August 25th, 2025, at 7:05 in the Gala Meeting Room, Foxborough Town Hall, 40 South Street, or via Zoom, on an abbreviated notice of resource area delineation filed by Patriot Park LLC for the property located on Washington Street, Assessors Map 51, Parcel 14, to verify the boundaries of all resource areas related to the property. The application is available for public inspection in the Conservation Office at Town Hall. This notice can also be found on the Massachusetts Newspaper Publishers Association website.
Thank you.
So good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Again, my name is Bill Buckley from Bay Colony Group. I'm here with Lauren Gluck from Power Corporation. And we're before the commission tonight to ask consideration for a abbreviated notice of resource area delineation. And Lauren's put the plan up here. But what I wanted to, we talked about it kind of briefly before the meeting. The next to last sheet I gave you on the notice of intent is a plan from 1992. And it shows, I don't know, about 9, 10, 11, 12 acres or so of land in the back that we've labeled lots B1 through B4 back then in 92. And what this was this land we're talking about this evening is a piece of that, and this piece was conveyed by the town of Foxborough. Actually, we had to go to the legislature to do it because it was conservation land, and it was a swap by the owner at the time, a gentleman named Alan Anticol, who owned New England Pottery, and he gave the town, he had bought some land on Lakeview Road, which was, I think, a better deal for the town, my opinion, which surrounded Lakeview, tied into the Rentham State Forest, the Foxborough State Forest in the back, and gave access out to Lakeview as well. So even back then, we did the wetland delineation back in 1992 in order to make sure that, it was actually a piece of land that Mr. Anticol could use. And, what we've done, so here we are in 2025, and Lauren went back out there, and she can talk you through it, but me looking at it as a layperson, it's pretty much the same. It came out into some places, it went in other places. And what this gentleman is planning on doing, they just purchased it recently, Patriot Park LLC out of Walpole. We'll be back to see you. They'll be putting in some commercial buildings back there. So adding to the town's tax base.
Great. Thank you, Bill. So I met Craig out on the site a couple weeks ago to walk the wetland lines. We didn't make any changes to the delineations shown on the plans that were submitted to you with the ANRAD. There was one change just to correct a buffer zone error on the original plan, which I can go over when we get there. But first, I'll just walk you through what the different wetlands and buffers are on the site. And I can zoom in if it's helpful. up here in the top left-hand corner, these flags, R1 to R26, these are the banks of a perennial stream. There's actually like an old remnant of a possible old historic dam structure that's way back here off-site. And from there flows a channel downslope to the, I think, I don't know if we're oriented north-south here, to the north, I think.
Yeah.
So those flags are out here, and then it has an associated riverfront area. This is the 100-foot here. This is the 200-foot where my cursor is here. So the 200-foot does encroach onto the site. So while this feature is off-site, we did find it important to flag it to establish that boundary. Then down here along the slope, generally following the property line, is this A series. So this is a bordering vegetated wetland. It's a forested wetland that follows kind of a moderate wooded slope, starting down here and then following kind of along the property line, coming upslope of the property line in some locations, and then back out and then back up again here. The series does continue off the page, but it's beyond the limits of what we're looking to verify tonight. So I think we ended at A52, and it's a pretty straightforward forested wetland edge. Like Bill said, it generally follows what had been flagged back in the 90s with some minor deviations. Then down here, I'm going to zoom in a little bit because it's hard to see. We have our B series BVW flags. It cuts off the page again like the other series, but the flags on the site include B12, which is here, B12, and then it goes up along this very defined TOA slope bordering this, this developed area. And then the B series turns here at B15. It turns up and then follows along this more moderate slope along the southern side of the site, with B21 being the last flag on the ANRAD plan. This series does continue off the page and ultimately does connect with the A series kind of at that corner part of the land, but that's off beyond the limits of what we were hoping to get verified. So we did not include those additional flags beyond B21. And then you'll see over here, this line, this is kind of a point where the vegetated wetland transitions into this gravelly drainage channel. So these CH series, CH1, 2, 3, 4, and then it follows down, I think, to number 6. It begins and ends at this wetland boundary. And this is basically just a drainage swale. So this is the corner of the developed portion of the lot. And there seems to be a lot of drainage coming down off into this low point that then goes down the slope. There was no wetland vegetation observed in this channel, and it is up gradient of any other wetlands. It's not mapped as a stream on the USGS, so we were calling this a non-jurisdictional drainage feature, which on the most updated plan that Bill sent over today, the buffers have been updated. In the original plan, we showed the buffers extending around that CH feature, but we've changed that to only offset the B series BVW, since the CH series is not a jurisdictional wetland. So we walked those lines. Craig didn't suggest any changes to the lines, so the plan you have before you today should be ready for you to accept.
Questions, comments? Craig, you want to?
Yeah, so when Lauren and I walked it, the flagging was thorough, and walking through it there, I didn't see any issues or any problems, and everything was well explained, and I saw no issues.
Comments from the board? Someone want to make a motion?
Question, Bill. According to aerial photo, part of this property in the back is cleared?
Yeah, that is, it's, yeah, about, how far back it's,
How far back is it cleared? I think, so the wetland is well within the tree line. I don't think that we're showing tree line on here, are we? So I would estimate, it's where the property's kind of more flat was where I recall it being clear, so, you know, probably somewhere hereabouts. The ANRAD, I think we may have included an aerial photo in there. If you'd like, I can pull that up.
Yes, there is one there.
Yeah, let me find that.
That's not recent work there. That's been cleared some time ago.
Weird.
It looks like it. And I think what it was cleared when Motorcycles of Manchester owned it.
Oh, is that where he was testing his motorcycles?
And don't quote me, but I'm pretty sure that he had us go out and flag the buffer zone at the time, whatever the buffer zone was, using that wetland line, and that's what he cleared,
The 100-foot buffer zone.
yes. I think that's what you're looking at. I was just looking at Lauren's picture there.
So
See
the,
it?
yeah, so the tree line on this is probably from the 2023 aerial photograph. So, you know, it's pretty visible. This central portion, it's since kind of started overgrowing a lot of blackberries and briars and really successional stuff out there. But the wetland line, it generally follows the property line. In some areas, like I said, it comes up, like back over here, it comes up a little bit. But there's a pretty solid tree line along that perimeter.
I think if you look at the last sheet, the existing conditions plan, just take a look at it and how the 100-foot buffer line kind of meanders. Now look at that.
Yeah.
That's why I'm pretty certain that that's how that was cleared.
And Bill, just one last thing, just to clarify, the 1,000 Washington Street versus 0 Washington Street.
Right.
Just
So
for the
1,000
record.
So 1,000 Washington Street is the address of Motorcycles of Manchester. The building there, which was all part of the same piece, has been subsequently cut out and assigned an address by the assessors of 0 Washington Street. So you see it on our plan two different ways. We say it's 0 Washington Street here, parcel 14, because that's what the assessor's maps show, but it was 1,000 Washington when it was one piece. And I just told Mr. Bodie what we'll do tomorrow. I just made a note to myself. I'm gonna ask the planning board, Gabby Jordan, who's in charge of assigning addresses, to assign that vacant parcel in the back there, an address, to remove all doubt.
Okay. Thank you. Anything else from the board?
Laura, whereabouts is that stream in relationship to this plane, this ortho,
Are you referring to the drainage channel or the perennial
the
stream?
perennial stream?
So let me see if it's visible on here.
I think it's back.
So see this,
Yeah,
you
1
can
foot.
kind of see this, this is the 1-foot topographic contours. This is that dam structure I referred to. So up here, upslope of that, it's a pretty broad wetland complex with no defined channel, and then there's a break here, and I believe it's where there's this low spot here, and then it becomes a bit more braided, so we flagged the outermost edge of that braiding, which would likely fall somewhere over here where the landscape flattens out. So it's partially off the page, and then we also have the USGS, if you'd like to see that as well. That shows it as a perennial stream starting at that dam. Let me zoom into that.
But I haven't, I'm blindsiding Lauren right here.
What?
If you recall, this was the stream that goes on Lawson Farm. This is the stream that goes under that bridge.
Yeah.
It's not perennial there. And we've already certified that it's not perennial because we've showed that it wasn't it. So
Is it intermittent?
It
it's,
wasn't flowing when I was out there with Craig, so.
yeah, I think it's an intermittent stream, and I'm sorry I just blindsided Lauren, and I think if we went back to the ANRAD for that, it's it. And I'm sure if I went out there for the next 3 or 4 days, I could prove to you it's dried up.
Dry.
The stream stats also indicated it was likely intermittent, I believe. The watershed size was, we did take a watershed point. Sorry, it's zoomed way out. Drainage area, let's see. Drainage
So
area.
I don't know if you want to, say that it's intermittent based on your previous thing, or if you want, we can spend a couple of days going out there, taking pictures of it for you to show it. That's your decision. But it was definitely intermittent for Lawson Farm. And if it was
And that
intermittent
would be
downstream.
downstream from
right,
this, so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have no problems with it. Craig, you?
I can confirm that it was very dry when
Okay. All
we
right.
walked it.
Any other questions, comments? So we'll make a motion to close the hearing.
I'll make a motion to close the hearing for Washington Street, DEP 157-661.
Here, second.
I'll second.
Discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? None? Have you got the paperwork?
Yeah.
So if you want to vote to endorse it, and then Craig can finalize it,
Okay.
whatever numbers get put in it, so you guys can sign it.
Yes.
Yeah.
For the vote.
Yeah, okay. Was that order of resource? Okay, I want to make sure I got the right,
It's an ORAD, or
the
Order of
ORAD,
Resource
okay.
Area Delineation.
Somebody want to make a motion to approve the ORAD?
I'll make a motion to approve the ORAD for DEP 157-661.
Second.
Discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? None? Okay, is Mr. Leslie coming in for?
No,
Kendall? Oh,
because earlier today, it was very confusing whether we were going to have any
Oh,
kind of a
okay.
quorum, and he didn't want to
okay.
waste the client's
So-
time by being here with no quorum, so we
All
moved
right.
it to the next meeting.
Okay.
Thank you very much.
Good night.
Thank you.
Good night. All right, so that's continued, okay. So how are you on the minutes, Rebecca?
I think I'm ready.
Okay,
So I reviewed the minutes from the meeting on 7/28. I thought that they were thorough and complete. I didn't have any corrections or additions. Did anybody else see anything that needed to be added or changed? I'll make a motion to approve the minutes from 7/28/2025.
Second.
discussion, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? None?
I also reviewed the minutes from the August 11th meeting, and again, I didn't find anything that needed to be corrected or added. Anybody else have any comments on that?
No.
Then I'll make a motion to approve the minutes from August 11th, 2025.
Second.
Discussion, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? None? Thank you. Any other questions, comments?
I
Craig?
bet Craig could give a update of what he's been doing.
Sure, yeah, I have just a couple of conservation land stewardship updates. We had a Eagle Scout reach out to me who is looking to update, either renovate or replace a boardwalk at the Lane property. So I'll be meeting with him this week to discuss that. And then also the chapter president or vice president of the New England Mountain Bike Association reached out, and they're looking to sort of increase their stewardship on our land if we will allow that. And so I'll be meeting with them later this week as well to discuss
Good.
areas where they can focus.
Very good. Sounds like you're jumping in with both feet.
Yeah, yep.
So which boardwalk? Because one of them was repaired by a group of people.
So
Yeah,
at
that's the one off Chestnut Street.
At the
was
Lane
like the rotary,
property,
right?
it's if you park at that main parking lot, and then if you walk towards the water and you turn left, it's sort of a longer one.
Oh, it's down towards the reservoir, down
To
on
the
the backside,
point?
the hayfield there.
Yeah, it goes to the field.
Oh, okay,
It's
yeah.
maybe 100 feet.
Yeah,
I've seen that boardwalk. It definitely needs some maintenance.
TLC,
Yeah.
yeah.
I think there's telephone poles too, is it?
I think it was, yeah.
It probably was-
Utility poles, yeah. So, very good.
You know what, we should check out the one on Upper Reservoir. Where it crosses over
yeah.
the outlet
Yeah.
there, because that was rotting, but Tom fixed it once for
Yeah.
us.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
I'll go up there this week and see,
Yeah.
take some pictures, because it's probably not in great shape again.
Okay.
And Craig, you know what date you're gonna be doing that meeting with the Bikers Association?
That will be Thursday afternoon.
Thursday afternoon? Oh, can't make it.
They're,
Babysitting.
specifically looking to, at the, is it the Cocasset River Greenway that goes from basically behind the new community center up to the F. Gilbert State Forest,
Okay,
that network of trails.
okay, good.
Okay, part of that trail system is on private property. When you go behind the community center. Part of the other trail system near the Dairy Queen, the parking lot there, that goes out there, that's on conservation land. And that swings around on conservation land to Lakeview.
Right.
And then you cross Lakeview to get on that road that'll bring you to the state forest. Any work that's on the private land, even though they haven't complained, you know who owns that? The factory.
Yeah,
They haven't.
Century Factory, yeah.
Century Factory, the family. They haven't, to my knowledge, complained. And Dave was kind of leery about anybody making trails, but people just went off and made a trail through that area.
Yeah, but now, if you go in behind the community center and go facing the community center and go
Go
right,
right, yeah.
you're not imposing on that private property though.
Yeah.
So you're okay in there, so. As, if you go left, that's when you encroach on their property. Because going out of town, the Century Company is before the community center.
It's an old factory building. You can't miss it. It's wide open. It's got a lot of open land around it.
Yeah, I'll make sure we discuss that and look at maps and property lines when we're there.
Now that trail
Good hitchhiker.
goes up behind
Yeah.
that road.
Yeah.
What's the road that dead ends?
Van Dorn?
Oh, you mean,
Where everybody dumps their leaves and
yeah,
everything on our land.
it used to be Petty Place, but there's a building in there now, so that one is cleaned up. And then there's, what's the next dead end?
Daniel Carpenter?
Daniel
Daniel
Carpenter,
Carpenter.
yes,
Carpenter.
yes.
Yeah, that trail goes up behind that, and you go to the end of Daniel Carpenter and get on the cul-de-sac onto the trail. But people have been filling in, it's a vernal pool, kind of Judy, at the end of that road for years. So you best not to probably touch that, because that could be a problem there. We really should. We really should get pressure on Chris to get that, a gate in there. He said, he promised,
Okay, all right. We could try.
and we can compost a lot of the stuff that's sitting there and make money on it.
Who's gonna do the work? Well, never mind, we won't go there. So, anything else? Do I hear a motion?
Make a motion to close hearing?
Second?
Discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? No one? Thank you. Thank you very much.